I gave you space, I gave you time. I bit my tongue, I drew the line. I held your hand through storms and light, but somehow never got it right. I watched you drift in colder face. You built a world I couldn't chase. And every time I asked for more, you closed another open door. I wasn't cold, I wasn't wrong, but maybe love can still feel gone. I wasn't what you needed, even when I bled for us. You smiled but never meant it. You stayed but not in trust. I gave all that I could give, but you kept pulling just enough. Now I'm just a memory that wasn't enough. You said I had a gentle way, the soft was never how you stayed. You needed storms to allow a flame, and I was quiet, never claimed. I read your signs, I changed my pace, but lost myself in your embrace. Now I don't know who I became, just someone hoping you'd remain. I broke to fit the shape you drew, but never fit the you in you. I wasn't what you needed, even when I bled for us. You smiled but never meant it. You stayed but not in trust. I gave all that I could give, but you kept pulling just enough. Now I'm just a memory that wasn't enough. You didn't leave in anger, you left in quiet ease, like I was never danger, just someone you could leave. I wasn't cold, I wasn't wrong, but maybe love can still feel gone. Maybe love can still feel gone, but maybe love can still feel gone. I wasn't what you needed, even when I bled for us. You smiled but never meant it. You stayed but not in trust. I could have been 1,000 things, but never loud enough to trust. So now you're free, and I'm the one who wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. You showed up with flowers in the rain, like the storm could wash away the pain. You said my name like it was new, but I've lived too long without you. The words I begged for months ago now feel like lines in someone's show. I wanted fire, I wanted fight, but silence won and stole the night. You called it love, but it didn't show up when it was tough. Now it's too late, the door's been closed, the coffee's cold, your hands are warm but not to hold. Too late, I wore your name out every night. Now I don't even say it right. You came, you spoke, you hoped I'd wait, but baby, it's too late. I lit the light, I left it on, held out my heart till it was gone. You watched the flame but never near. Now you're back, but I'm not here. You say you've changed, you say you see the things you meant, the love in me. The love doesn't live on rewind, it's a train that won't rewind. You finally chose, but the version of me you knew closed. Now it's too late, the door's been closed, the coffee's cold, your hands are warm but not to hold. Too late, I wore your name out every night. Now I don't even say it right. You came, you spoke, you hoped I'd wait, but baby, it's too late. Maybe in another year, maybe in a louder tear, but not in this quiet end where lovers can't pretend. Too late, no rewind, no second start. You came too late to heal the part that broke the day. it's your fate, darling, it's too late. Wasn't subtle when I smiled, when my voice shook for a while. You saw me pause and speak your name, like I was holding back a flame. You heard the way I said goodbye, like someone hoping it's a lie. You saw the cracks beneath my laugh, but never once reached back. Don't act like you were blind, you heard me like your favorite line. You knew every heartbeat, every clue. You knew what I felt, what I do, but you watched me fall alone. Heard the love but took the tone. You didn't ask, you didn't move, because you knew. You stood there when I looked away. Let silence be the thing you'd say. You let me write the words in air, then tore the page like you weren't there. You saw my eyes avoid your touch, pretending it was never much. But love was loud between the lines, and you just let it slip in time. You chose to float above, while I drowned in what we were made of. You knew every heartbeat, every clue. You knew what I felt, what I do, but you watched me fall alone. Heard the love but took the tone. You didn't ask, you didn't move, because you knew. And knowing hurts more than lies. You held the truth behind your eyes, and still you left me in the dark, with a torch you never sparked. You knew, and you still let me break. You knew that I'd never walk away. You held my heart in quiet shame, played the part but not the name. You didn't have to choose, but you did, because you knew. No, it hurts more than lies. You held the truth behind your eyes, and still you left me in the dark, with a torch you never sparked. You knew. You knew. We didn't say goodbye, just drifted like the tide. No fight, no final scene, just silence growing in between. You didn't block, I didn't call. We built a wall with nothing at all. Kept the door half closed, half wide, but never stepped inside. Now I scroll and wonder when we stopped being more than friends. You left it open, no closure, no crack, just a space I keep walking back. You left it quiet, no lies, no truth, just echoes in an empty room. We never said it's over, but we stopped getting closer. Now I live where we were broken. You left it open. She still checks the time he used to call. He still wonders if it meant nothing at all. But never never named it, never claimed. Now both are stuck in a wordless game. The messages sit unread, unsent, like a pause that never bent. Everyone thinks they're fine, but they still trace each other's line. Maybe you both meant well, but love doesn't wait on maybe or tell. You left it open, no finish, no fate, just a chapter we never laid. You left it aching, not loud, just wide, like a window we forgot to hide. We never closed the story, now it haunts me slowly, and I keep my door half broken. You left it open. I said nothing. You heard everything. We smiled like strangers and walked away like lovers. Now everyone moves on, but we remain unfinished song. You left it open, and I stayed there too. In that in-between that neither of us knew. They talk like it never was, but we both know it still does. If love had a way to be spoken, it wouldn't be left open.
If I had stayed instead of running, if I had listened and really heard, maybe we'd still be something instead of broken, lost for words. You gave me chances and your silence, but I mistook them all for peace. You waited while I drifted, thinking love was guaranteed. I thought we had more time, but now you're not even mine. Only if I said it then, only if I tried again, we might have found a better way instead of ending in a grave. Only if I let you in before the cold could settle in. Now I live in what I missed. Only if, only this. Photographs, smiling like you made it past the part of me you used to hold. The warmth I gave, now someone else's gold. I should've known the cost of fear, how silence makes you disappear. You asked for more, I gave you less. Now I'm left with emptiness. I replay every scene with lines I never said in between. Only if I reached for you, only if I saw it through, we might be laughing now instead of sleeping in two separate beds. Only if I broke my pride, let your love stay by my side. Now regret is all that exists. Only if, only this. The light is gone, but I still walk the path we were on. It bends in ways I never meant to lead to what we never spent. Only if I held on tight, only if I fought that night, maybe you'd still call me home instead of dancing on your own. Only if I said what's true, that I was always into you. Now your name checked the time and checked again, but the silence had begun. No message on the screen, no final scene, no in-between. Just the air where you had been, and a door that didn't swing. I replay it every night, but there's no end, no final line. No goodbye, no last word, just a quiet I never heard. You slipped out like a breath, no promise, no regret. I kept waiting for a sign, but you left me out of time. Now I sit and wonder why there was no goodbye. You took your shadow off the wall, left my name, but that's all. I searched the room for any clue, but all it gave me was the truth. I wrote you letters I won't send, asked questions with no end. Maybe it was too much light that made you fade into the night. Still I hold the space you filled, and wish you'd said what you had willed. No goodbye, no sound made, not even a word to shade. You were here, then you weren't. No warning, no burn, just a calm I can't deny, but stole you like a quiet sky. And I still don't know why there was no goodbye. We could have cried, but you chose the silent side. And now I speak to empty air, like you were never there. No goodbye, just a fade, not even noise for it to break. You vanished like a song that never played too long. I replay a final night, but there's nothing to rewrite. This hush that won't reply. There was no goodbye. Stayed up way past one, talked like lovers, touched like none. I knew your secrets, your tired smile, but never asked to stay a while. We shared songs, inside jokes, got too close, then lost the smoke. You looked at me like maybe once, but maybes fade when morning comes. We had all the signs, but never drew the line. We were almost us, almost love, almost enough. We danced on the edge, but never called it trust. I held your hand, not your name. We kissed without the claim. We were fire without the fuss. We were almost us. Wore my hoodie, drank my tea, told me things you never speak. We brushed shoulders in the dark, but never touched each other's hearts. You smiled like we had time, then silence crossed every line. I think we both just knew some dreams are meant to follow through. We could have been, but we stayed in the in-between. We were almost us, almost true, almost trust. Like a song that fades too soon, like a kiss that missed the moon. I saw forever in your face, but never gave it space. We had light but never dusk. We were almost us. songs that we never wrote. But in the quiet I still wonder, what if we just spoke? We were almost us, almost held, almost touched. I still dream in shades of you, like we were real but split in two. And maybe that's why it stays more than love in quiet ways. A whisper, a ghost, a rush. We were almost us. You don't call and I don't ask. We've moved on, at least on the map. You've got new arms to fall asleep, but you still haunt my every week. I see your name in passing streets, in songs and lines and quiet beats. I tell myself I'm doing fine, but some days I still draw the line between what's real and what I keep inside, the parts where you still breathe. You're not here, you're not mine, but in my head you still arrive. With every laugh, with every night, I replay scenes that felt so right. I let you go, but in my mind you're still mine. Past the place we used to meet, your ghost is sitting in your seat. The way you stirred your coffee slow still plays in reels I can't let go. They ask if I've been doing good. I say things they think I should, but none of them have seen the way you still show up in every day. Your memory doesn't knock, it just walks in like it never stopped. You're not here, you're not mine, but you still live between the lines of every song I can't forget, of every almost every year. You walked away, I held the time, and you're still mine. Love doesn't vanish clean, it lingers in the in-between. And even if you've moved ahead, you're the echo I still thread. You're not here, you're not mine, but I still reach for you sometimes. Not to hold, not to rewind, just to feel what once was mine. I never said the final line, so maybe that's why you're still mine. You held my hand but not too tight, kissed me soft only at night, said the words just not the way that makes someone wanna stay. I made excuses, fit the gaps, called it timing, gave you slack, but now I see the line so clear. You were close but never near. I wanted more, but you gave just enough to keep the door. I was half loved, not quite yours, not quite gone. Stuck between the right and wrong. You stayed but never stayed enough. You smiled but never showed up. I held on thinking it was trust, but I was just half loved. You said forever, like a maybe. Built a future soft and hazy. Made me feel like I belonged, but only when the night was long. I traced your voice in empty rooms, waited on words that never bloomed. You touched my skin, but not my soul. Left me warm, but never whole. And now I see the way you ran, while standing still and holding my hand. I was half loved, a whisper, never a vow. An echo fading out somehow. You held just tight enough to stay, loose enough to drift away. You gave me just enough to trust, but it was never really us. I was just half loved. If you said it clear that you were only half here, I might have left before I broke on all the things you never spoke. I was half loved, not the fire, just a spark. Not the morning, just the dark. You were almost mine, but never quite. And that's the kind that hurts too much, to keep pretending it was love, when I was just half loved. I was half loved, not quite yours, not quite gone. Stuck between the right and wrong. You stayed, but never stayed enough. You smiled, but never showed up. I held on thinking it was trust, but I was just half loved.
I saw you from across the room. The world just seemed to slow. Didn't know the way you laughed, but my chest already knew. Though the light caught in your hair, your eyes caught something true. I felt the pull before the words, before I even knew you. You were a stranger, I felt like deja vu. Before I knew your name, I knew I'd say it soft someday. You hadn't smiled at me yet, but my heart was on its way. No reason, no rhyme, just timing I couldn't explain. But I felt you like a song, before I knew your name. You reached for your drink, and my hand froze in place. One small quiet moment, etched like sunlight on your face. I watched the way you moved, like you belonged to the air. And though we hadn't spoken, it felt like I was already there. No need for introduction, my soul already knew. Before I knew your name, I was memorizing you. The tilt of your head, the way your silence moved. Some hearts don't wait, they just blew through the frame. And mine was already gone, before I knew your name. Your name, you knew your name. Your name, you knew your name. Your name, you knew your name. Some love begins in silence, in a glance, in a shift of breath. You weren't mine yet, but I was already left. Before I knew your name, you were carved into my days. Every thought, every street started echoing your ways. You didn't even see me, but I was never the same. Love had found its way, before I knew your name. Before I knew your name. knew your name, I was memorizing you. The tilt of your head, the way your silence moved. Some hearts don't wait, they just blew through the frame. Through the frame. Your mind was already gone before I knew your name. Your name. Your name, you knew your name. Your name, you knew your name. Your name, you knew your name. Didn't count the days, didn't see the signs. You were just always there, somehow crossing every line. You laughed like light and spoke in calm, and love crept in when nothing seemed wrong. No thunder, no big start, but I swear you colored in my heart. I fell without knowing, like rain that didn't warn. Soft and slow and golden in ways I've never worn. You were just a smile, but you became the air I'm holding. No crash, no sound, but I was falling. I fell without knowing. You knew my morning mood, my favorite songs on loop. We never talked of what are we, but it felt more honest than true. One night your hand brushed mine, and I didn't even flinch. Guess my heart had moved ahead while my head stayed on the fence. I never planned to need you, but now I can't unsee you. I fell without knowing, like waking from a dream, to find you what it means to feel soft and seen. You never had to try, but you became the light still glowing. No map, no sign, but I was going. I fell without knowing. I fell without knowing. Love didn't shout or chase, it whispered in your face. In every quiet way you stay. I fell without knowing, no grand confessing night. Just you, just us, just right. I look back now and smile at how my heart was showing all along. You were home and I was falling. I fell without knowing. I fell without knowing. Without knowing, I fell without knowing. No raised voices, no slammed doors, just your commission from the floor. We didn't shout, didn't cry, just looked away, passed it by. I waited for a final word, something sharp, something that hurt. But you just left like closing time, quiet, soft, no warning sign. Maybe we were both too tired to even light a spark from fire. We didn't even fight, no last chance to make it right, no big moment to regret, just silence heavy with what's unsaid. We faded out like a quiet light, no storm, no flame, no final night. And somehow that hurts more. We didn't even fight. Your sweater still on the chair, the one you always used to wear. I guess I thought you'd come reasons why. No lines we crossed, no bitter end, just slipping out like passing friends. Quiet kind of heartbreak night, where everything just lost its light, and somehow that cuts more. We didn't even fight. They say the loudest breaks leave scars, but the quiet ones stay in your heart. You don't know it's over till no one plays their part. We didn't even fight, just drifted out of frame, not sight. I loved you soft, you left the same. No one lost, no one to blame. Now it's silence every night, no closure, just a fading bite, and I'm still stuck in that. We didn't even fight. We didn't even fight. I tried to meet you halfway, held the door, changed my ways. Listened more, talked a little less, folded every fight into forgiveness. I learned your silence, read your signs, let the days stretch into lines. Thought if I stayed soft you'd stay too, but hearts don't bend just cause they want to. I gave you all I knew how, but you were already fading out. You left anyway, even with the lights still on. Even though I said you're not wrong, I held the weight, I took the blame, but you left like it was all the same. I reached, I stayed, I begged you to stay, but you left anyway. I didn't sleep for weeks, kept the bed the way you liked, played your favorite records, hoping they got me time. I let you have the quiet, never asked you to explain. Thought love meant letting go sometimes, but you didn't come back again. And now I replay every sign, wonder if goodbye was always mine. You left anyway, even though I kept the peace. Even though I bent at the crease, I held the stone so you could breathe, but still you found your feet to leave. I gave, I stayed, I lost my way, but you left anyway. Now I replay every sign, wonder if goodbye was always mine. You left anyway, no slam, no words, just a sigh. No big reason, no goodbye, just me standing in the gray, still holding on to yesterday. I tried, I prayed, I loved you great, but you left anyway. You left anyway, even though I kept the peace. Even though I bent at the crease, I held the storm so you could breathe, but still you found your feet to leave. I gave, I stayed, I lost my way, but you left anyway.